Order of operations. So order of operations, if we're asked to evaluate 3 times 5 plus 4, is it 19 or is it 27? Well, if I did 5 plus 4 is 9 times 3, I get 27. If I did 3 times 5, I'd get 15 plus 4, I'd get 19. So which one is correct? Well, 19 is correct. Why is 19 correct? 19 is correct because in order to make sure that everyone gets the same answer, mathematicians have set up a standard order for performing operations. So we've come up with some rules so that we can all work out problems and get the exact same thing. So you may remember, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And we have a little picture of Aunt Sally, and she says, excuse me. So I don't know what we're excusing her for. I don't know if there's some type of issue with Aunt Sally. But we're excusing Aunt Sally. So please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is a great way to remember PEMDAS or PEMDAS. And that helps us remember the order we should complete problems. We have P for parentheses, E for exponents, M for multiply, D for divide, A for add, and S for subtract for order of operations. PEMDAS, parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract. So, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS is a little misleading because multiply and divide would actually go together from left to right. And you do the multiply or divide as you come to the operation from left to right, and you would add or subtract together from left to right. So we really are looking at 4 steps. We're looking at step 1, parentheses or grouping symbols. Step 2, exponents. Step 3, to multiply or divide from left to right throughout the problem. And our last step with order of operations is to add and subtract from left to right. So depending on the problem, we may divide before we multiply. We might subtract before we add. We want to take those as a single step from left to right as we come to them in our problem. So for example, if I have 18 divided by 9 times 2, I don't have any parentheses or exponents to worry about, so I'm to the step where I'm multiplying and dividing from left to right. So do we multiply or divide first? Well, we're going to divide 18 divided by 9 to get 2. Then we have 2 times 2, which is 4. So in this case, we actually did divide before we multiply. So we're doing those as one step together from left to right. How about this problem? Well, if we have a fraction, what we really want to do is we want to do the whole order operations in the numerator, the whole order of operations in the denominator, and then lastly divide the top divided by the bottom. So in this case, I would do my 40 times 90 in the numerator to get 3,600, do 8 times 25 to get 200, and then my last step to divide the top divided by the bottom. So our grouping symbols, we have the P to remind us to consider what is within grouping symbols, but parentheses are one type of grouping symbol. They're not the only type of grouping symbol. We have other symbols like the squared off ones that are called brackets, or the little squiggly ones that are called braces. So we want to solve these problems from the inside out. We want to start with the innermost grouping symbol and work outward. So we start with innermost parentheses, then work our way out, maybe to brackets, and then maybe work our way out again to braces. So we want to start to the whole order of operations between each set of grouping symbols, working our way outward. So for example, this problem, I have parentheses and I have brackets. So I want to start with the innermost grouping symbol, which in this case is my 30 plus 4 inside those parentheses. And 30 plus 4 will give me 34. Then working my way out to the brackets, I have 34 divided by 2. 34 divided by 2 is 17. And then I'm left with an exponent and I'm left with addition. So according to order of operations, which one should I do first? Well, I should do the exponent first. 17 times 17 is what? 189 plus 1 I'm sorry, not 189, 289. 17 times 17 is 289, plus 1 is 290. All right, what else do we have to look at for order of operations? How about you guys pause the video here and see if you can work out this problem. And come on back, we'll see how you did. All right, welcome back. So inside these brackets, we have some parentheses, but these parentheses are kind of showing multiplication anyway. So I have multiply 15 and 10, then I have a subtract, and I have a multiply 12 and 10. So multiplying and dividing from left to right inside those brackets, I want to get 150 minus 12 times 10 is 120, divided by 10. So still working with my innermost grouping symbol, I want to take care of everything inside the brackets, working our way outward. 150 minus 120 is 30. And then my last thing is divide. I only have one operation left, so 30 divided by 10 is 3. All right, here's one last one for you guys to try. We got some cube roots and we have a negative exponent. So you guys try this one, see how you do, and then come back, we'll check and see if you got the right answer. All right, so a couple things to deal with here. We have a cube root. So a cube root is a number being multiplied by itself 3 times. So calculator would be super helpful with cube root. But I think I can actually do this one in my head because 3 times 3 is 9, times 3 again is 27. So the cube root of 27 is 3. So I have 3 plus 2. Then I have this negative 1 on the outside of my parenthesis. And that negative 1 applies to the 1/3. And a negative 1 for an exponent will give you the inverse or the reciprocal. So the inverse or reciprocal of 1/3 is 3 over 1. And 3 over 1 is just 3. So the cube root of 27 is 3. Bring down the plus 2 in the bracket. And 1/3 to the negative 1 power, the law of negative exponents makes that the reciprocal of 1 over 3, which is 3 over 1 or 3. So then I have 3 plus 2 times 3. Working out inside my bracket, I have 3 plus 2, which is 5. And then my last step I have is 5 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. So PEMDAS, or please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, is a great way to remember your order of operations. You just have to remember that the multiply and divide go together from left to right, and the add and subtract will be your last step from left to right. Work on your grouping symbols. You want to work from the inside out, doing your whole order of operations each time within your grouping symbols. And if you run into fractions, you want to do the whole order of operations on top, the whole order of operations on the bottom, and then lastly, divide your top number into the bottom number. And I hope that helps you guys get through order of operations and be better and better math students. Have a great day.